I've always considered myself a leader, and it's not always talking about it. You know, it's how you live.
Self to a whole new different level. Mentally, the way I try to get myself through, when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted, when I'm hurting is, just knowing in the back of my mind that somebody else is working just as hard as me. And I always feel as though when I'm out on the floor, if I work myself in practice to when I'm exhausted or when I'm tired, I know in the game, I know they're drained, they're done.
With the first pick, the Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State.
Alright Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 2022 Hall of Fame candidates and our candidates, specifically Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton, in this video. Now before we get into all of that, please make sure you guys like this video. As always, today's like goal will be 115 likes, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now let's get into this, man. So I'm actually looking forward to this because there's a possibility that we could get two guys in. Now that may be far-fetched, I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but we do now have the possibility to get two more guys in, because last year we got in Ben Wallace. He gave a great speech at his Hall of Fame ceremony, and that was a real joy to watch, to see him get recognition and go through all the comments on Instagram and on YouTube and see all the love for Ben Wallace. Even after all these years, people still do respect him, so it was really good to see that. And now we have the possibility to get that same type of love for Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton even more. And with myself in particular, and I'm sure other young people can relate to me, that it's just really unfortunate that I never got to see, and other young people never got to see, these guys play. Like, by the time they won the championship, I was like 1 year old or something. Like, you guys all know, I grew up with Greg Monroe, Andre Drummond, Kyle Singler, Charlie Villanueva. That's the era that I grew up in. So it's really a shame that I never got to experience the championship level Pistons, the Pistons that held the Lakers to what, 70 or 80 points, something like that, in the NBA Finals. Like, I never got to see that in reality. I only have to watch the highlights and I can go look at the stats, but I never really got to experience that. So it's unfortunate for me, but I'm sure the older audience that I have watching me, you all got to see that. Not just them, you also got to see the bad boy Pistons as well. So that's a dub on y'all part, and it's an L for me. But outside of that, let's get into the stats and talk about, do I see these guys getting in, or which guy in particular if I only see one of them getting in. So first off, they're both NBA champions, obviously, in 2004. And then let's start off with Chauncey Billups' his stats for his career. He averaged 15 points and 5 assists for the totality of his career. Chauncey was a 5-time All-Star. He made 3 All-NBA teams, and he was known as Mr. Big Shot. Had a lot of clutch plays, a good defender, a good floor general. Just all in all, had a really great NBA career. And then we move on to Rip Hamilton. He averaged 17 points per game throughout the entirety of his career, and then also 3 assists to go along with that. And then he as well had 3 All-Star appearances. So when you take the two of those guys, I'm going to go with Chauncey over Rip if I had to pick one guy to get into the Hall of Fame. And it sucks, I don't want to have to do that, pitting them against each other, but you kind of have to, because I really doubt that they will put 2 Detroit Pistons in the same year. Maybe they will. I'm sure they've done it with the Lakers in the past, or the Boston Celtics. I'm sure they have had multiple guys get in the same year. But when it comes to us, the Pistons in particular, I don't really see the NBA allowing 2 Pistons players to get in there in the same year. Maybe wrong, but I don't see that happening. Between the two, I'm going with Chauncey over Rip. I'm not saying that he was a better player in his career, but when you look at everything, all the factors, the accolades, Rip averaged more total points, but Chauncey had more total assists. He had 2 more All-Star appearances, and he had 3 All-NBA awards. So do not get me wrong, they are both great in their own right, but when it comes to the Hall of Fame, I'm taking Chauncey over Rip. And then something else that you all have to think about is that it's not just Pistons players trying to get into the Hall of Fame. There is a laundry list of other players trying to get in as well. I'll list a few of the guys that I know off the top of my head who will be nominated this year. One guy who you all know, Manu Ginobili, former San Antonio Spur, NBA champion, great successful career, had a legendary Euro step in the NBA. He is also going to be nominated, and I'm pretty sure he has a high likelihood of getting in. We have Tim Hardaway, who's being nominated as well. We have Mark Jackson, Muggsy Bogues. I don't have the time to list off all the guys, but if you guys go look it up, there's literally a laundry list of a whole bunch of dudes who had great careers in the NBA who will be nominated, and it's going to be tough to get both of our guys in. That's why I'm only picking one, because I only see one getting in. And then I know if you go look at the stats of some other dudes being nominated, the stats may not be that high, you know. Some dude may average 12 points per game, but he may get into the Hall of Fame. But you have to think about what a player did during their era. So 12 points back then, it could have been killer. It doesn't seem really good right now, but 12 points back then could have been 30 points in today's game, if you know what I'm saying. Like, a dude who played in the 60s to the 70s, his stats may be low, but he's probably going to get in because of how good he was during his era. So do not be shocked or surprised if you see a dude with, you know, low statistics or something like that get in over Rip Hamilton. And that's basically everything, man, for this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, who you would choose between the two of these guys, Chauncey Billups or Rip Hamilton, or do you believe that both of these guys will get in? And if not these guys, who else on the list of possible nominees do you see getting in? A funny one that I wanted to throw in is Joey Crawford, the referee that everyone hates for, you know, giving Tim Duncan a tech while Tim Duncan was sitting on the bench. He's being nominated as well, shockingly. And then you have some players from the WNBA as well who are being nominated. And yeah, just let me know any and all thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you guys in my next video. So like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.